What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna go through a series of clips of actually working on this bike, basically getting it finished up. At the end of this video, I'm gonna talk about all the features on it and do a deep dive on all the parts that we added onto this awesome bike right here. So let's get into the video. We've got some new headlight brackets on here. We used to drill and tap the triple clamps to mount our dual headlight. We also have the plastic shells if you guys like that better. But yeah, trying to clean up our products every step of the way. Yeah, let's continue on. So since we have wider triple clamps, on some models you have to trim your shrouds. This bike, it's a must. Just like that, we're gonna mark it out. And on top of that, we're gonna actually take this corner nub off of this, this louver right here. So I'm actually gonna cut this along this line right here. So now we're at the steering stop. Nothing's hitting. Super easy way. Because you're doing a contour, can't really do that with tin snaps. You can cut it straight and get it as close as you can. So I'm gonna take a little flap wheel right here. This is just a generic flap disc. You can get these at the hardware store. You can also run a bigger one on a grinder. I just have this little snap-on handheld deal and it works pretty good, but I'm just gonna clean it up. Now you can see how that looks. Pretty much just peels right off. Now the best way I found to clean your edges up is take a fresh razor blade. Just go right along the edge. There it is. Brake line will be like that, nothing hits. All right guys, let's talk exhaust spacing. Now, in the past, we've just sent out spacers for the exhaust can. Now, that's on certain models that have, let's say, a single exhaust. Now the dual, it's a little bit trickier, but not that hard. I just want to show you guys a quick example of how I would handle this situation. Now we've got a can that's a little bit wider than normal. Initially, you think I'm gonna add a spacer, but you really can't because all it does is it just rotates. You can't actually pull it out. But let me show you guys something interesting. Now these subframes are actually preloaded to where they're a little bit wider, and when you tighten them in, they suck into the frame. So I'm just gonna loosen this without even pulling on it. You guys can see how much flex is in that. Now all of a sudden, it lets me kick the can out just by loosening that up. So the way we're gonna combat this, we're gonna supply a longer bolt. We're gonna add a 1/4 inch spacer on the inside. That little bit here is gonna equal a lot over here. So let's go ahead and install these lower spacers and see what this ends up over here. Go ahead, install 800 wide spacer. Let's tighten up our mid pipe. Okay, so again, 1/4 inch spacer, got the 800 spacer. Look at the difference. Stock location, spaced out location. So I'll show you guys another view. This is straight from the top. You can see the exhaust clearance. So really guys, the dual exhaust bikes aren't bad to do. Just got to start by spacing that front. So let's go ahead and do the same thing to the other side and see how it looks. Another check I like to do, just take a straight edge. This is just an old piece of angle iron. I have the top of it notched. So I'll show you guys what we've got going on for clearances. Now we're gonna get into the wiring. So you can see how I ran all my wiring from the headlight back here. And we basically just put this on a switch. And my customer wants a taillight too. So we're gonna put an Enduro taillight on this bad boy and get it all wired in. He'll be able to just hit that switch, turn his headlight on, turn his taillight on. It's just gonna be a running light and be good to go. So let's continue on. as the thing runs, it's time to get this buttoned up so we can actually take it for a test ride. Now, one of the last things you're gonna have to do is get your back chain cut. We include a front chain for the jack shaft. So the first step is get your front jack shaft adjusted, like you guys saw in the last video. And then once your wheel's in the back, you're gonna wanna start in the forward position and take your chain that was on your bike, because you're gonna be reusing your rear sprocket. This chain was actually already in really good shape. So we're gonna run it. You can see I have it marked out to where I'm gonna cut it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this link, get it cut, get the master link back on, get the chain guide on, and of course, adjust the back chain. This thing's just about finished up. Giovanni's working on the seat cover. We're gonna get that on, and we're down to pretty much a graphics kit and getting this bad boy outside, taking it for a ride. So let's continue on. All right, guys, so clearly you can see we've converted this CRF250R into a big wheel using our big wheel conversion kit. Now, our customer actually did add a bunch of cool features. The first main one that you guys can see is we tore this bike completely down to the frame. We powder coated the chassis black. We also powder coated our triple clamps. We added a cool dual LED headlight on here. Now, this is very similar to the one we run on our trike. Of course, you guys know we've got the wide front fender. He's gonna be doing some crazy riding, so we went with some super aggressive tires. And if you come around to the back, I'm never sure about putting taillights on dirt bikes, but I'm super happy with this one. I like how it all fit. It fit the fender really well. I was kind of worried how it was gonna look, but it kind of gives it that big wheel, kind of dual sport enduro look. Definitely cleaned the bike up. And I just gotta thank my wife for doing an awesome job on the graphics kit. Everything kind of tied together real nice. We added some gold accents on the graphics to match the gold on the swing arm. Now, if you guys are new to what we do, this is our big wheel conversion swing arm. We've got a jack shaft on here with a dual chain. This kicks the chain around the tire, lets us run this 10-inch wide back tire. It goes back to our billet hub assembly. We had to space the exhaust out, and I went over that in detail in this video. So if you're skipping ahead, just back up if you want to learn about how we did all this stuff. But again, it goes back to our billet hub right here. We're using the stock linkage and pivot points. Got our wide folding foot pegs. And again, right back to the front end with the widened out triple clamps. Fat front tire. We've got a 25x8 front tire with a 12-inch wheel. It's custom made in-house. Overall, pretty trick bike. Now, a lot of guys ask for kickstands. I like the new KTM kickstand so much, so let's take a look at that. We've designed a mount that will actually work on all of our swing arms that use this style chain guard, which is pretty much all of them. So this bracket right here uses the new KTM style kickstand. It's super clean setup. Folds right up out of the way. They've got a really good spring setup here. I like the feel of those. But yeah, let's start the bike up and hear it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys like what we do, you like cool builds like this, you like big wheels, check out bbcbigwheels.com. We can get you a kit for your bike. We make a handful of kits. There's new models coming out pretty much every month. The next one we're doing is the CRF250R. Super pumped on that one. So stay tuned for that video coming up. If you like more two-wheel content, check out the links I'm going to put at the end of this video. We've got some cool tests of Blake Wharton just absolutely ripping one of these chassis in a 450 form and putting it through the paces. We also want to thank C-Boys because they made an awesome video ripping a CRF250R big wheel, and you guys got to check out their video too. It's unbelievable what our customers have been doing with these bikes. But anyway, if you guys like what we do, give us a like, comment, let me know what you think of the bike, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.